Yes? Hello? Chat. Chat, speak to me. Well, on the upside, we've dropped down to 3 people watching. Hello, Sneef. There we go. We're back up. Poot. No. So what are we doing?
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
What is semi-transparent glob? Yeah, Charter.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
So now I actually have to remember what they're saying. And if we drop out again, I'm gonna shit on the floor.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have...
Okay, what do we have here that relates to this shit? This doesn't have anything to do with anything. Yeah, we're still talking about how the door was locked. Oh.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
I should be able to prove that with my evidence. You think you remember? Alright, so we got the video, the room key, which is nothing to do with this. We have the glob, we have the stepladder, and a scrap piece of thick paper.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the
What's
floor
door
in front
related?
of the door.
The goop?
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we got and suddenly...
So they look like I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue.
Damn it.
By locking the door from the inside. No, that's wrong!
There was glob on the door. And I'm being messaged.
Wait a second. There's also
Yeah, I
a
don't care.
possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside.
How?
with the
There's a
glob.
transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Glue!
See,
We've already glued the door shut.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
We already clogged the toilets.
And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
Yeah, you should do that.
Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I've eaten a lot of glue in my day.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically
Chiaki
eats.
has eaten glue before. We replaced all the windows with rubber.
that glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But
That's some fucking gorilla glue.
together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
That's really good.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
Yeah, you could have opened the door with it there.
It's so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
Yeah, like... These teenagers are really adept at, like, murder. They're, like, super prepared for it.
I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Shit.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Get out of here.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Good night, Jerry.
Oh, what unimaginable
Monami is a
speed for
centrist.
slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
No, they did it later.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
I mean, it was kind of dark.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just reveal?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
The scrap metal glove.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
Meekin can talk now that Stinky is gone.
That's right, but just what is this
Crap.
anyway?
Alright, go get a crossword puzzle. We're going to be here for the next hour. Swing and a miss. Oh, E. Oh, I'm dying.
I got it.
There's so many letters.
That scrap. Isn't it part of the wall?
Why is it so long?
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap.
Yeah.
There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper...
Well, like, how many characters are in wallpaper in Japanese?
See? It fits perfectly.
Wow! It doesn't look like it fits at all.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearance?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Okay.
But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Probably. Oh, now we got a brain blast. Bonk. Sonic the Lost World. It was hidden. Why does this minigame kill the stream quality? Articles. The wallpaper? Luckily you can do this minigame one-handed. So I can scratch my ear freely. Yeah, just call it the pillar. What do you mean they formed a wall? Scratch my ear %.
It's all coming together!
It's all coming together now that I played a quick game of Astro Blast.
I got it! Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
Astro Blast sounds like a cool game for a name. I'd play a game called Astro Blast.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
Take a sippy.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
A cool name for a game. I somehow said it backwards and then read it backwards. I'm really good at this.
What? They hit the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
A slightly larger pillar.
So
It's
when I
chunky!
first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
It's called being bad at reading, Hector.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that killer.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper.
Oh shit.
And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
I don't know.
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
It's when you peep.
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
D?
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
That says moss balls.
I don't eat moss balls. I just enjoy looking at them.
But then she says moss balls.
I knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
What is a moss ball? That's a good question. Maybe they meant mothball both times. Moss balls.
Ibuki's
Balls.
death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
Or was he?
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
I see!
Because they like movies.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie.
I hear
so
some
it makes up
meowing in
killing
the
motive.
distance.
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Oh shit.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of
Piece of
Ibuki's body
shit.
suggests that as well.
Hadouken!
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Okay.
What a jerk!
I started.
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Stupid.
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
Gundam is trying to be cool.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was killed. That would mean Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather.
The sylph?
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man.
He's being annoying again.
I agree.
First and foremost, You claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed.
Quentin Tarantino.
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion. You're one to talk.
Okay, does anyone know what's going on? Make your argument. Blood on the soles.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
Consent.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Oh shit.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
I agree with that.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye.
Calm down, buddy.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Just get it over with,
You're
man.
so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Fucking all of it, I guess.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there. Look, you can see a nice nightmare. You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Stupid.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where
I guess we
blood
took
was
a photo
wiped
of
away.
it.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but... Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Probably.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Kana, you got like a little head code for that for him?
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they have to
Are
go
you
that
freaking
far.
out, Uru?
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
How come Tero Tero is the only one who got like a funny, like, X out?
Maybe the heater was
was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Nikon's autopsy?
Because funny X.
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now.
Stupid.
Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Please.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Sorry.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Alright.
Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Yeah.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive!
What if Nagito took the covers off? Because he's an asshole.
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
And then killed herself.
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
I don't know. Nagito's a funny man.
If she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body
It's no
would have been
use!
defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind.
What is it?
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Weirdo.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
Nagito has a hypnotism fetish.
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
Right before the morning announcements.
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Okay. Why are you taking charge here, Sonia?
We can exclude the sick people like me.
What is Fuyuko's account?
And what about...
What's Mikan's account?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
This is Sonia's account.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the
I'm
motel
thinking.
doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
So, like me and Akane,
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
I gotta think.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And
Alright,
what
so
about
Mikan's
the
account
others?
and Fuyuko's account
Right before the morning
match
announcement,
up, and that they like went to go find
I was
shit.
totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel...
That doesn't have anything to do with anything.
So everyone who stayed at
This
the
doesn't have
motel
anything to do with
doesn't
anything.
have
So
an
it's one of these
alibi.
accounts. Wait a second. She was with me up until the morning announcement.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi...
Someone has an alibi! What a good step forward.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
You know, hanging out.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
Calm out. Calm out?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Too much info.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
Nagato?
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
Whatever you say, Mikan.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that.
Operation Wolf-Tiessen. You did it.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really
Who
all
done
it
it?
was?
It was you, Hector. Oh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process?
Impossible.
Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
They really liked film.
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
It's no use!
What kind of trap is it? Why is Nagito smarter than everybody? Suspended.
Hiya!
Moss balls.
Stop it!
Here's some chance time. Chance time! Who's stealing the star? About $3 trillion. Merchandise.
What a disappointment!
Let's save. Over this one. Oh.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
Mono me. Thinking. What are you doing there, Soda?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here.
Well, yeah, there was an interlude.
Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Dude.
Man, this again.
Pointing!
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Now you just sounds like a character from the Magic School Bus sometimes.
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
Arnold? He does sound a bit like Arnold.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
Please let this be a normal field trip.
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows. Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
They were just
I'm
kind of going near it.
Hyoko's murder wasn't.
Huh.
What?
It was an accident.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions? It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Because Sonya told her to.
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
The key to all of this. Give me all of them, why don't you?
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
4. She was guided by the will of causality.
This too is fate.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer's...
Which is it?
If that's not it.
Maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
I agree.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
She went to have a good time.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Yoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
I agree with that.
There's no way she got abducted?
Kyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose.
I'm mad.
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No!
Because you're
That's
wrong.
not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now. Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Well, Hiyoko's just in the middle of this.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer. That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all. Hold on.
What do we got?
Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono...
I have the small brain.
She fought, that's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all! Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
No.
Crap!
Oh, shit.
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was... There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words!
The reason Hiyoko's kimono
There we
was
go.
messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Because Hiyoko was an idiot.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
I like how Gundam's doing the same pose.
Yoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room.
Sonia, why aren't you saying that you told her?
That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
What?
Haji-man, now's your chance. Make her...
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
I skipped one soda. Whoa, was that loud? It was this. I'll post it in the Discord. When? I love that video so much.
Though I knew she would go there,
Be
there's
gone!
no way I could when she would arrive.
It's really good.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Your turkey gets pretty close.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake.
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
You mean fewer.
Even if the killer
person to
couldn't
claim.
predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
But it was fortunate for us.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself,
The
she
Thinker
was probably just unlucky and
was
walked
there.
in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
Buff man.
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
It was probably Nekumaro. He's probably under the disease, and it's probably like he gets the psycho killer genes. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing
Yeah.
imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do?
It was Hiyoko this whole time.
They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Do you have any ideas?
I can see that.
Damn.
Chat's doing that thing where it disappears on stream again. Oh, we are close!
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
It's really not the best hour. Yeah, it does that for every stream of every game. I don't know why.
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
You told him to.
Am I allowed to speak?
Dickhead.
I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. but now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion.
Mikan looks so uncomfortable to be next to him.
Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember, there was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Stupid.
Really?
I wasn't
That's
paying attention.
annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Wait a minute.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Nagito lost his 300 IQ.
This is strange? What's strange?
This?
I can prove it with this. If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
No!
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Hey, blind man.
Did you notice such a small detail? How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
Completely clean. Small amount of blood on it. What if Nagito is just like the ultimate buddy?
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
I mean, we didn't actually see the die.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video.
Funny
But
video.
that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
It's up to you, buddy.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
Why are
As
you
long
like
as I leave
high
this
and
to
mighty
you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Don't
Yeah,
do
I'll
your
definitely try.
best. That's all up to Hajime. I'm the only one who actually saw that video. Could it be the curtain? Oh, that says black.
Damn it!
The rope?
Damn it! Damn it!
Damn it! What am I looking for again? The blood on the side of it? Hajime dies from trying to remember.
Here!
Oh, it is the blood on the side of it.
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
There was a step ladder, or maybe it was a full ladder.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, But on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital.
How do you get your cowlick to do that? You look like an acorn.
There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video.
Hello,
It
Mario.
was completely clean.
That is truly strange.
Wow.
If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Die.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
Then there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Whoa! It was probably filmed in the fucking hospital.
Are you saying there were two stepladders?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right?
Welcome.
That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
Very no.
What are you two talking about?
No! It's so long! Okay. Nope. Filbert. Filg. But I didn't even see that shit. Stop at the ends. What? There is no K! Bigger.
That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
That was so long.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
You know, somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
Okay. This is being drawn out. They're very clearly padding for time. Both. Oh no! At least Tiny Nagito is still here. The one constant in our lives. Unnecessary cool moves. The camera.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from
$2 from Jared!
With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
Man, I didn't know.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Smash!
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
You probably could.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
It was from the conference room.
Between the hospital and the music thing, it was amazing enough.
Why? Born. No, give me the letter. I know what it is, please! This is torture. Roth.
I got it!
Where was it filmed? 300 text boxes and multiple minigames later.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Oh my god, it was Mikan who did it, somehow.
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
I swear to Christ. Okay, it's a gun minigame. We just gotta shoot. It's the McFartin curtain.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
I missed.
That must be it!
Almost
What
failed.
the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Wow.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
Damn.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality,
I didn't think it was all that great.
the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out. It is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room
Wow, it's
because
the
they
same
realized
texture.
the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Probably. You can do it.
I can prove it with this.
We had a candle to deal with.
You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But Wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence.
The DNA evidence.
The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
Candles make really shit lighting for a recording, by the way. Don't actually use this if you're planning to murder someone in this fashion.
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
Are you freaking out, Uru?
As long as this all matches up, it should be no
Yes.
problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
Pulls my head off.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime.
Oh shit.
You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
If Ibuki's hanging
Thank you,
video
Sonia.
was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue. I see!
The obvious one.
The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki.
This is still being batted.
The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
So when we play the bloop sound, I want to hear that.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death
Thanks.
must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
It's just, I want to play the Blubbos sound.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
The Blubbos sound. I'm in a trap.
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. If I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Okay.
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
No. I would like to see the transcript, so I can use my thoughts. F2 doesn't work. It won't let me. Not during this, I guess. So it was someone trying to get me out of the hospital. Maybe? It's so obvious. It was Mikan!
You're the only one!
Damn. That was a good guess.
Aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh?
Psycho killer.
I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
But what we don't know is that she is actually
A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question.
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, I brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
From Jared!
It's just a coincidence.
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Huh?
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second. What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible. There's no way I could kill someone.
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
Damn.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time.
Women.
In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation.
What?
Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone.
I have no idea why that line is highlighted.
Very serious.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
I'm the one making the mistake?
Can you hold on a minute?
Oh, okay. Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover
Oh, thank you.
the truth that
Pull the
nobody
wall
else
down.
knows.
Show us.
Are you serious? I've been so focused on everybody else this trial, but I guess now's the
He's using 100% of his brain.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game.
He's right.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Game.
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling
To play the Game Boy, you need
This
the Game
rope
Boy. Here's
was
the Game
supplied
Boy.
by the
That's the
supermarket,
Game Boy.
right?
This is
There
the
weren't
Game
any
Boy.
ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly.
What?
But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being
Oh
frayed?
my god, it was gonna...
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
But, dickhead.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too.
Man, you
Just
wasting
like this
everyone's
case's killer.
time.
I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
Asshole.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Okay. You gotta shoot someone.
It's no use!
Why would I use anything other than the rope? Like, did we just get it?
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Okay, so there was only one thing there. So we can't use the bullet. Oh god, activate Windows.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
It's the AC temperature? There is no doubt. According to Mekon, there is no doubt.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You mean the rope burn?
But we believed it. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Whoops.
Crap! Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
Oh, was that AC temperature?
That's basically the same.
Though
I thought I was on
hanging and
rope used for
strangling
hanging.
seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it!
Consent. Something Soda needs to learn.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
I see, I see.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mekon?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You're not a very good medical professional.
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mekon, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You were right.
Good night, Hector.
And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
Most med students aren't in high school.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess.
Okay,
And I got so
now you're making it a little obvious game. You're a little piling it
nursed
on.
me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you.
He just shoots her.
I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
Dope.
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
It's no use! Is that really true?
What do you figure out,
Stop
Hajime?
it already! That's enough!
I can't stop.
It's in me.
I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict.
Alright.
'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
I'm getting like
Don't
philosophical
say
in
deep
it.
stuff. I don't really get it.
Yeah, the pea-brained half the table can't get it,
If
guys.
you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
Oh, she has changed.
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Hey, Mikan.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Not fair. Not fair.
Nor fair.
Not fair. Not fair. Not fair. Not fair. Not fair. Not fair. Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying.
This is annoying.
Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Huh?
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Hey, Mikan. Can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
No, but who was it?
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait! Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? Ah, that's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy. I didn't do anything wrong.
Come on, mate.
Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already.
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer. The video. I never filmed that video.
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime. So, I'm going to leave this
God
to
damn
you
it.
once again.
Soda, you alright?
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
So who died? Croissant Head and, Crackhead. Small, annoying girl. Yeah, double kill. Noisy chair. Make your argument.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
Wait, what do you mean, camera angle?
Please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay
What is this surveillance camera unit? Oh, it's broken.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Nikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I missed.
Damn it!
Like, she shouldn't know the camera angle. Like, she knew about the candle. But I guess technically she knew about the gown, because, you know, we said it.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Nikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
You have an idea, Sneak? Like, she's giving herself away here. I don't even need to say anything. But for some reason I do.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you.
I have to use killer's mistake on that part.
Could have filmed that video.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Nikon clearly have...
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hospital just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed it.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious?
Actually, it is,
The
but
hospital slippers she
for some reason we didn't get that one as evidence.
Ibuki and Nikon clearly have different body type.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
There we go.
Nikon, you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle.
Oops.
So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikon knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
My hands are cold.
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Oh.
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikon? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? 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 Huh?
Huh?
I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
Impossible.
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag, isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it,
The
right?
girls just went,
Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item.
Man, just use like a Walmart
So
bag.
don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time?
Chiaki's doing a my boy pose again. And so is Nagito.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible, don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive
You're pretty-
me!
Thank you. Long time no see. Tutorial, man. Reload and ammo. Oh shit. The tab key. The most obvious key. You must now spell murder by playing Mario Party. Rest is up to you. True despair.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item!
Time to really explode.
That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
We're not getting anywhere.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places.
This is the end!
So what's Hajime doing in the real world while this is happening? He's just jamming.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
You got another free.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why?
Why?
Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Can we do the closing argument already?
You always hate me. You should just forgive me already.
Nikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Well, that's right there. Wait, what do you mean last stock? Oh, this is just a really short one for some reason. What are you spreading, glue?
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
I know. That only I saw. Just take my word for it. Let me turn on my PlayStation Portable.
Monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that
She
moment.
really could have just not made the fake video. Hey, you know what never came into plan? The air conditioning.
That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication
Colchi.
with the hospital and the music video. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music video, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's
Slip.
trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place.
Wouldn't he hear it? It's like just above the lobby, isn't it?
The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they
Stock
tried to
sound
make me
effect.
think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake.
Dun dun.
I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head.
Maybe the walls are pretty thick.
Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene.
For real. Folks in this game have, like... They're too into,
The
like,
surveillance
hiding.
camera the killer used was originally brought from
They
the music
overthink.
But when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene.
What happens if a body is destroyed in such a way that can't be, like, found? Like, the body can't be discovered.
In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from
Like
the
you
store
flush it down the
and placed
toilet.
it near the music venue's entrance.
There are kids who are under immense pressure to commit murder for the first time. Yeah. They're newbies at it.
However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue.
Oh, that's weird.
The killer sealed the door with
We
glue
already
and
glued
intentionally
the
created
door
a glue
shut.
that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out.
I mean, they would notice someone was missing, but... Eh?
Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
That's a good face. I wish we could have held on that a little bit more.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It is pretty funny.
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing. Like the sky is falling down upon you.
Okay.
This feeling of despair.
What? Is it this pair?
Mikan, you... What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Why did she make that face? Okay. Yeah, we gotta get our score first. Hey! What'd I miss here? What? Now, how many of these were the fucking Hangman game? I feel like we played that one 50
It
times.
seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please Please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go! Well now.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's like 3 in a row.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me.
I won't forgive you.
But you just voted for her.
What's going on?
Hey.
Yo,
That's obvious.
she's crazy. Huh?
Hey,
She might have caught it too. She had the crackhead disease. It can't be helped.
I... What?
Has something crossed your mind? Oh no, she was trying to kill us. Oh, she was really hot.
It cannot be.
Perhaps...
Despair disease.
See? Jeez.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Wow, the ultimate despair. Just like the last game.
I
can't forgive this.
Possible.
Oh?
That's wrong.
Huh?
No, I just want to go home.
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
What?
Huh? Huh?
Me? Oh, no. Why would I be her beloved?
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who
Smoked
never
crack.
hated me. They forgave my existence.
What the Christ are you talking
They
about?
forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full.
It was Nekomaru!
This is my reciprocation.
But you know.
It's love.
Okay, can we hurry up?
Hey.
Yeah, I don't either. Oh. Oh.
Well. How amazing.
What?
Could it be?
This is...
She's also a loony. Remember? The remembering disease.
But... such despair.
It's all your fault, you know. It's everybody's fault. Very brave to make a 50-hour improvised visual novel. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
Don't fuck with me!
Yeah, we get it. The real Mikan. Did you really remember? Weren't you shy back in that video game, too?
You serious?
I just remember. I knew it all along. The Future Foundation. I don't know what that is. Oh.
Hey.
What are they planning? Oh, they're trying to end the world.
This is bad.
Oh. Big part of the first game's end plot. Huh? Squeaky chair.
You...
I am Monokuma!
Hey.
Don't laugh. You know the traitor hiding among us. You're not gonna tell us, are you?
Oh?
Yeah, I figured. Just spoil the plot right now.
Of course not!
When that countdown ends.
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh?
That is...
I won't believe it. Oh, that's just someone else. The past. That's who you were before.
Oh?
Yeah, because your presence is also really weird. And also murdered people.
Do you understand?
Well, that's a philosophical thing. I have a friend who's an amnesiac who, like, doesn't remember what their past life was.
Hey.
They're pretty nice. I know I weave such a rich tapestry of words for you people by just saying, I have a friend.
Hey, hey!
Our memories were taken away.
Damn it!
I have friends. They are nice.
Oh?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it. 'Cause I'm funny.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
How many of your friends are circles, Sneeve? I'm glad we're on the same wavelength here.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Animation budget, go! I don't like the imagery here. So what?
Let me ask.
Damn it.
Damn. Harsh.
But... Isn't that right?
Let's just move on. Come on, Kamida, we're down 3 people.
Please wait!
The despair disease, which is actually the remember disease, which made her remember that the Illuminati had another name. And that's why she killed 2 people, because she was horny. I thought we were friends.
Damn it!
Wrong.
Mikan was not the imposter.
Come on. Hmm?
You fiend.
Phew.
I'm tired. My black bean right eye. There's beans inside.
Hey, hey!
Hey,
Wouldn't it get boring? A special event! The first island beach.
Huh? Hey!
No, he's gonna be like dead.
So just as I thought. However,
He's gonna be green.
Fine. Tits!
Tits.
Okay.
right?
You could just be sad.
All right.
On the bright side, pretty much everyone who sucks is gone now. But that means like someone nice is gonna go next.
Uh-oh. Unbelievable.
Hey!
No way!
Uh-oh. Brain in a jar.
What's this?
I just saved him. It couldn't be helped.
All right!
Hey! Listen!
Hey, hey! Damn it!
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Could it be?
What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
Robo-Man!
Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
We got Robo Ganondorf now. This is awesome. Why is everyone panicking? And we got a present. The nurse's apron. Yes, I would. Nope. We ain't starting another chapter. It's been 4 hours. We can go that next time. Take a sippy. Good night, Teeson. Bonk. Good night, all. Have a good time.
Yes!
Good night. Mwah.